MyMac Podcast 830. Windows on M1?
Hi everyone and welcome to the MyMac Podcast number 830. Guys already said that. I don't know why I said it again. If there is one thing missing from the M1 revolution, it's Windows on the M1 for those who still need to run it. Can it be done in a way that makes sense? Well, Guy's going to tell us. Hi, Guy. How are you?
Hi. Well, I'm not going to tell you right now, but soon. Very, very soon.
Let me rephrase that. So Guy's going to tell us soon.
Soon. Before this show is done, in theory.
Soonish.
Soonish.
What's been happening in your world this week then, Guy?
Well,
and how's that M1 getting on?
Well, you know, it's really snappy, guys. It's super snappy. It's really snappy. However,
we like snappy.
Bluetooth issues continue with sporadic failures of non-Apple devices that need to connect. And, you know, originally I thought the problem could have been Logitech related. So right. I got a different mouse. I was showing you this mouse earlier.
Yeah, the one that keeps
and I like
colors.
it because it like changes colors. So you know, and that those it's like you give a child something that's shiny and the child just goes, ooh, shiny. Well, for me, it's like colors. So I'm very happy that it has all these colors.
Ooh,
nice. And at first I thought it was going to be okay because it seemed to be working just fine, and then it started skipping. And then it started working again, and then it started skipping. But like I said, it does change colors. Thank you for adjusting that. I appreciate that. So I'm going to keep trying to use it. Also, this week, for better or for worse, we're using Zoom to do the podcast, as Skype's recorded video is, in a word, lacking. I could use other words, but this is a family-friendly show.
Yeah, you could use shorter words, couldn't you?
Yes. With very, very few letters.
Yes.
How about you? How you doing? How you doing there, Gaz?
I'm doing great. I've been thinking about MyMac and what processes I'm going to go through when my new Mac, see what I did there, arrives sometime in January, unless those Bluetooth issues make me think that I should cancel it. Should I cancel it?
No.
Okay.
Very, very happy.
Well, I've got to understand if I will actually transit to a new M1 system in its entirety. I've been checking out, obviously, screens. I'm seeing a few issues on screens as well, but I'll come on to that in a bit.
Yeah.
Because it's been interesting watching all the videos, exalting the virtues and the speed of the new M1s. And now all those videos are now saying, I'm putting out videos saying the downsides to the M1. Now, one of those videos pointed out, like most of them, they're pointing out things which really, you know, we kind of know about. And when you think it through, you know, it kind of makes sense, you know, like they're not really pro ready.
What?
Well, shocker, you know, duh.
Wait, let me see if I got this right. So the machines that are on Apple's absolute lowest end aren't considered pro machines. Okay, got it.
But a lot of these are pros that are buying them and saying, wow, they're brilliant and they're really fast, but they're not ready for pro yet. Well, no, that's right. Anyway, you know, they've been fairly reasonable, most of the videos I watched, but there was one, and it put down a number of things that it thought was wrong with the M1 machines. And one of them was it only has 2 USB-C ports. I'm going to swear here. Read the bloody specs, you dimwit. That's all I can say. I mean, good grief. Anyway, most of the videos end up then by saying that you should still get one. Anyway, just it made me laugh. So as we are actually recording in a new format, and we're kind of testing it a little bit. Video's looking pretty good, actually, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it is. Certainly better than what we were getting out of Skype.
And I do have quite a lot of them. So I'm going to jump straight into Gaz's snippets. Smooth. He's a smooth operator.
So smooth.
Smooth up. Anyway, I've got to crack on because you already got the clock ticking, haven't you?
Yeah, you don't want
iOS,
me to
no, iOS 14, a 0.2 reportedly causing severe battery drain. Don't know about you. I haven't seen that on mine, but am I on 14.2? It just made me think I've said it's not affecting me, but I'm not even sure if I'm on it. That's a bit silly, isn't it? What am I on? Come on, tell me what
I
I'm on.
was looking at.
I'm on 14.2.
I did get the notification that the update was there, but I don't remember if I actually did or not.
Well, I'm on 14.2, and I'm certainly not seeing the issues. So anyway, Bloomberg are saying that Apple are working on the next gen Apple Silicon chips for MacBook Pro, iMacs, and Mac Pro. However, they're saying that they are due to launch next year. Now, if you listened to our show last week, we had quite a big session and a difference of opinion slightly between Guy and myself the middle section. Not the middle section, the second section. Apple's 2021 Mac CPU roadmap reportedly, Guy, includes 32 core chips. There is going to be so many comments and rumors and analysts saying what is and isn't going to come in terms of the chips, because now, even more than ever, they haven't got a clue.
Well, but here's the thing. It already has 32 cores. Mm-hmm. You've got the 8 active cores and 4 active cores, 4 low power cores. You've got the 8 cores for the GPU, and then you've got 16 cores for the neural engine. That's 32.
Well, what they're saying is they're 8 core, or rather 4 plus 4 core M1 entry maps.
Okay, we'll go up much higher.
Yeah. Anyway, that's these are supposed to be snippets, aren't they? Rumors persist, Guy, of 2022 iPhones with the periscope lens that we talked about. They could allow up to 10 times zoom without blurriness. Now that's optical zoom that they're talking about there. I really can't. The picture that I saw last time was basically if you get your finger and you bend the very top of it, it looked just like a periscope. I can't bend mine now. It's because I'm getting old. But it's do me dinky finger like that. You see, I really can't see that happening on the top of the phone. But
no,
combined hardware and software subscription bundles, a logical step for Apple, analysts argue. I think actually, again, to the point that I made to you last week around Apple not going to be its own network provider, that could then create another bit of a monopoly situation. So it may be something to argue, but I think they'd have to be careful if they went wholeheartedly and that's the only way you could get stuff. So they may well do it, but it'll be an option, certainly.
Yeah. Well, I heard one other thing, and it was this.
Apple Music now available on Nest smart speakers and displays. Apple releases 14.2.1 software for HomePod and HomePod Mini. Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak rolls out F-Force, EFForce, EFFORCE.
Yeah, there's lots of F's in that.
There is. His next
so he's giving F's.
Yeah, well, this is his next $1 billion venture, so watch that space because I'm not watching it. Waze CarPlay dashboard now rolling out after earlier beta, so that looks like it's rolling out now. That's good. Apple could ban apps that don't follow iOS 14 anti-tracking rules, say software chief Craig Federighi.
Air Force One.
I got there in the end. Apple and Cloudflare develop a new privacy-focused internet protocol.
Nice.
Wait and see what that comes out as. Apple Fitness Plus, the future of fitness launches December 14th, or may have already launched according to when you hear this podcast.
Yes, because we're in the future.
Well, I'm not sure about that, if I'm perfectly honest. Yeah, it's just anyway. Apple Fitness Technologies Director Jay Blahnik talks Fitness Plus ahead of the launch, so he's already been talking about it, folks.
Good for him.
Whoopee do. Apple announces AirPods Max over-ear headphones with noise cancellation priced at a snippet of a price, which is $549. 5, 4, 9. Earpods are go not. Well, although apparently they've already sold out, haven't they? I think they're already.
Yeah. So
back order. They, mind you, only made 4.
Of each color.
Yeah. Apparently, Apple Care Plus coverage for the AirPods Max headphones costs $59, which is about 10%. So it's about similar, isn't it, to the other stuff? Apple seeds the RC version of tvOS 14.3 update to developers. I think I took that out, but I didn't take it out all the way, so sorry about that. I should
there it is.
Ignored that. Apple renews For All Mankind for a 3rd season.
They still haven't finished the first season.
Oh dear. Craig Federighi shares Apple 4 privacy principles in a conference keynote. I did go over and watch this actually, and he jumps in at about the 59th minute, I think it is, from memory. He's talking to the European Union, I think, around privacy issues and stuff, and they've got 4 key things which they're particularly talking about. And actually I'm going to pop in there because I wanted to raise them. So those 4 things are not collecting unnecessary data through data minimization. Cool. Processing as much data on the device as possible. Double cool. Making it clear to customers what data is collected and giving them tools to control how that data is used. Now that's cool, but the vast majority of people won't care or do anything with it, but it is cool.
But regardless, somebody will still complain about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeping data safe through security, including Apple's unique integration of hardware and software. Security is the foundation of privacy. Let's hope they keep to those words. And quadruple core. It's like a stagione, isn't it? Like a pizza stagione. It's a security stagione from Apple. It's an Apple stagione pizza
pie.
Security.
Yeah. That was a great Italian accent, wasn't it?
No, not really. Bloomberg, Apple have said the self-driving car leadership shifts to AI boss as Bob Mansfield fully retires. I think the car's still there, I think the car's still in the background. People have written it off, but I haven't. Or at least the service. I've said that many times. If they don't produce a car, they will be coming out with a service. AirPods Max don't contain the U1 chip for ultra-wideband. I've been seeing a few things about that, actually. They're saying that there's a few things that they didn't put in the AirPods Max because it wasn't ready. That's nice. No, I'm not sure whether that's true or not. I think Apple wouldn't just put it out and then come out with those few extra things in the next one, because that would not go down well.
Well, the next update will have lasers.
Well, the next update it'll have 4 pods, so you put one on the front and one at the back as well. So it doesn't matter when you put them on; there'll always be 2 near your ears. And
then it spins and you go up in the air,
and then you fly.
It's the Apple AirPods that make you fly. No.
Apparently, no. Apparently, Apple has fired a warning shot at Facebook and Google on privacy. They pledges to fight against data industrial complex. Well, yeah, that's kind of the 4 main key things that they mentioned previously in the way forward that they're going. Samsung. Now, this actually, I think a lot more. I nearly said a bad word then. A lot more poo-poo should be thrown back at the likes of these people, because Samsung plans to ditch the power adapters just 3 months after mocking Apple after doing the same thing.
Almost like they haven't done that before with earphones. Almost.
Yep, almost, isn't it, eh? Apple's online store starts listing exercise gear ahead of the Fitness Plus launch. But if you're hearing this after the launch, it's already there.
Yeah, it's old news.
Yeah, it's old news. Old news. Apple Watch cellular models now available in Portugal. Ignore that last bit. A new Apple Watch ECG algorithm version included in iOS 14.3 and Watch 7.2. So I'll be interested in seeing that, actually. Before I go to 14.3, I'm going to do a few ECGs. and then try and replicate those ECGs in the 14.3 and see if it comes up with a different.
ECG? Is that electrocardiograph?
Yeah.
It's a heart thing.
Yeah. It's what oh, you can't do it on your watch, can you? What version? You got 3?
No, well, maybe I can. I got a 5.
Oh, you should be able to then. Yeah, you basically from memory you have to hold. I think you have to. Yes, you have to hold when you set it up.
Mm-hmm.
You hold what's the knob called? What do they call
the
knob?
Digital crown.
The digital crown. So you hold that with one finger from your other opposite hand. You start it and hold it, and then you have to hold it there for 30 seconds, and it takes the ECG. I've done it a few times actually. Yeah, I've done it a few times. Yeah. WhatsApp protests Apple's App Store privacy requirements. WhatsApp protests against Apple's App Store privacy requirements. Why is it too hard, WhatsApp, for you to be able to go in and then see what people are saying on WhatsApp? Apple reportedly commissions a Dark Matter, which is a series for Apple TV based on a best-selling novel. Isn't there a program called Foundation coming next year?
Yes.
Because that's the one I'm quite looking forward to, and I'm quite.
Me too. I'm a big fan of that series.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll push that out past February, because that's when my free trial runs out. Mind you, I think I'm going to be going with Apple TV anyway. It's just whether I go with Apple One.
Well, you're buying an M1 Mac Mini, aren't they going to just like say, oh, "Okay, we'll throw it in again"?
No, I don't think they will. Well, they haven't for you, have they?
I don't know.
Well, you've got the Mac Mini.
But I mean, I don't know if they've included it again, because I'm still under the free trial. I guess I'll find out.
I see. I see what you're saying. I see. I'll let you off that one.
Thanks.
Yeah. Now, apparently, okay. Apple appears to be charging Brits £309 to replace AirPods Max batteries, while Americans need to only stump up $79. Take that with a pinch of salt. But if you do need to replace your batteries in your AirPods Max, and you see a $79 price, and then take them into the Apple Store, and they go, "Oh no, that's going to cost you £309." Don't be surprised
if people are unhappy.
What I'm saying is,
and also nobody even has them yet. How the hell would they know how much replacement batteries are going to be for them? Oh my God.
It's clever.
Like, you can take them out of the box and go, "They're not charged. I want the batteries replaced."
Where are my replaceable batteries for this? Do they take AAA?
They should.
Apple TV.
You have to buy the AirPods when they show up.
I thought you was on a time limit.
We are.
Apple TV Plus could face a ban in Europe unless it meets proposed requirement of a 30% European content. Now, this happened in France, and this was something that the French always do. You always have to have a certain amount of local content.
French content.
Which is, okay, fair enough. I don't have a problem with them doing that.
But the thing is, if you don't have a large amount of content for whoever, whatever the local population is, they're not going to watch it anyway.
Well, the point is, Guy, 30% of what content? Is it 30% of the content that you make, which you're pushing through your media, or is it 30% of the total content that you're actually sending? That I don't know, because I haven't been bothered to look into it that much, because I don't care.
And everybody
well, I do care.
Just
That's
speak
wrong.
English.
I do care.
Because English is great.
Yeah. Says Britain that's leaving Europe. Yeah. That was a stupid decision. I don't care who knows it. Stupid people who voted for that.
Stupid boys.
Anyway, Apple to publish privacy labels for pre-installed iOS apps on the website. Great. Apple Watch dominates the global watch market shipments in Q3 of 20. Not a surprise. Apple allegedly discussing Apple Car with automotive suppliers. TSMC working on self-driving car chips. Again, I think this is part of the service that might come in the future. Yep. Apple responds to the WhatsApp criticism and confirms its own apps will show privacy labels. So, stick it up your WhatsApp. Apple to ban apps with X mode tracker that sells data to US defense contractors.
Oh, that's not going to make them happy. America.
Americans.
What are you worried about selling your data to defense contractors from the U.S.? You'll be fine.
I've got a bit of a funny, which I'm sure you know about, and probably something that you won't want to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it at the end of this because I just found it funny. And it's about buying data, which you really shouldn't have done. Apple's Chinese suppliers are making AirPods Max in Vietnam. Apple touts next week's launch of the Apple Watch ECG feature in Taiwan. 7 investors. I thought that you'd like this. Actually, I thought this would make you laugh. 7 investors who missed out on our Apple shares billions by selling on IPO day claim no regrets.
Oh, sure, because who wants billions?
Apple shares a trailer for Servant Season 2 ahead of January the 15th premiere. Apple seeds a second release of candidate of iOS 14.3 and iPad OS 14.3 to developers, and there is a public beta available. Apple officially expands redesigned and rebuilt Apple Maps to Canada. I don't know why they had to rebuild them. Perhaps Canada's moved. Julia Roberts is to star in Apple TV Plus series The Last Thing He Told Me. What was that?
I have no idea. It sounds like it was like, oh, Julia, I love you. And that was the last thing he told me. Seems like it would be like a very short series, frankly.
Yeah, absolutely. Apple CEO Tim Cook to speak at the United Nations Climate Ambition Summit today, Saturday. More on that in a little bit, possibly. Apple retiring Music Memos app and encourages users to transit to the voice memos. Did I post that last week? Have I done a repeat there?
Sorry, I don't remember.
Okay, Apple has confirmed 29-watt power adapter incompatible with the MagSafe Duo charger. Got another one about that coming up in a minute. Apple developing in-house modem that will eventually replace Qualcomm chips. Now, I think this has been talked about for quite some time, and it's not a surprise, really, is it?
The real trick is how to do that without stepping on Qualcomm's patents, which that's a whole nother story.
Yeah. By Qualcomm. I think that would be the easiest thing to do. Apple are not expecting most corporate staff to return to the offices until June 2021. Got a feeling we might be in the same situation over here, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Apple Music to get animated album artwork. Let me say that again. Apple Music to get animated album artwork in iOS 14.3 and macOS 11.1.
Huh.
So
yeah, I was just talking to my wife about that.
yeah. I'm going to listen to this music. Oh, look at that animated artwork. I think we could be animated artwork. I think we should be animated.
We should. Well, we are rather cartoonish. That's true.
Apparently, the Apple MagSafe Duo charger it's been cheaply made, poorly executed, and way too expensive. They are not winning a lot of fans over that charger, are they, Guy?
No, apparently not
at all.
Come on, it's just another $129 US.
Yeah.
You already overpaid for the Apple device. What do you care?
Apple shares a trailer for Dickinson Season 2 ahead of the January 8th launch. Apple Pay is not coming to Mexico until 2021. Well, that's kind of
many jokes I could make there, but I'm not going to.
No, don't do that. That's not.
I'll be good.
Top Gear did it once and wish they hadn't. There's a report that Apple CFO Luca Maestri and Johnny Ive are possible candidates for the Ferrari CEO job. Can you imagine
Johnny
Ferrari designed? Yeah, Johnny Ive designed Ferrari. They'd
be really thin.
Yeah, not only that, you wouldn't have any buttons to get in the car.
Nope. You basically you pilot it from remote control and then you like run after it.
I don't know how well Johnny would do that actually, because he likes his design, isn't he? So being the CEO is a whole different kettle of fish. And finally, Apple CEO Tim Cook has urged action on climate change at the United Nations Summit.
Remotely.
Socially distanced.
Yes.
And that guy is the end of Gaz's snippets. Now,
if any organization should be remote, it would be the UN.
Yeah. Now, I picked up a story, and this is about buying data, which you really don't want to buy because it actually doesn't tell you what you thought it might tell you. I heard a story that Monsieur Trump paid $3 million to have one of the areas recounted. And after they'd finished that recount, he actually lost by a 79 more votes. So he paid $3 million to give Joe Biden an extra 79 votes. Is that correct? Yes. What? I mean, come on. You know, sometimes, folks, don't spend your money on data.
And other times it's like know when to cut your losses. Just saying.
Yeah,
saying.
I'm not saying anything about Trump or Biden. I'm not being
God, your volume keeps going down. I have to keep adjusting it.
Well, that's your MIDI detector. Sounds fine.
Yeah, and it was weird because that used to be on my end. Now it's and I don't know. Maybe it's this new way we're doing it, but we'll figure it out. And we got to hurry up because we may be running out of time on this.
Okay, it's not a problem. I was just going to say, is that on a new M1? Are you sure I should not send it back and cancel this order?
No, it's great.
Okay. Well, do you want to take us out? You take us out.
Everyone, stand by to get an M1. To stand by to get, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, very good.
With an M1.
I like the way you did that.
You see what I did there?
Yes. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second section. That's point D of the mighty MyMac podcast with the GMen, Guy and Gaz. That's me. The Gaz bit is me. The Guy bit is him over there.
Yeah.
It's next to me.
Yeah. Some weeks were mightier than others.
Yeah.
We have made so many changes since we left off in the last section. There was all kinds of weirdness that maybe we'll talk about at some point, but maybe not.
Yeah, maybe next week, possibly.
Yeah. Assuming
if I get it fixed. Yeah. Anyway.
There were words said.
I said a few very bad words.
There were some words said. All right. The subject this week, Gaz, is, and it's something that I think less and less people are doing now, and it's running Windows on your Mac, and specifically how to run Windows on your M1 Mac. And there are some things to say about this. Now, if you remember last week, we were talking about this weird method of getting Windows on an M1 Mac through like 3 layers of emulation. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Yes, yeah.
However, it's probably not the best experience. And if you have to emulate an emulation of an emulation, I don't think you should be running any mission critical apps anytime soon.
Whoa, no, definitely.
Yeah. So what do most people do? They run Boot Camp. Oh, so funny. That's not supported in Mac OS 11 Big Sur, nor is it supported with M1 Max. So kind of a double whammy. Now,
that's not good, is it really?
No, it's not good. Microsoft does have an ARM version of Windows that very few people seem to use. But as of the time of this recording, it's still just for 32-bit versions of MS Windows apps that have been converted to ARM. And it is also supposed to sort of run Intel native apps through emulation. Yeah.
Okay.
And from what I've read, it doesn't do it very well. Now, one of the things that Apple has gotten right apparently has been emulating what's required to run Intel native apps on the M1. And I can tell you from experience, I can't really see that much of a difference in whether I was running it on my iMac or whether I'm running it on the M1.
Are you talking about Office apps, Microsoft Office
Any
apps?
any Intel native app for the Mac.
Yeah, okay. But actually, what I've heard is that if anything, some of the Microsoft Office apps almost run quicker on the M1 apps.
What? So now
which, considering they're going through emulation, it's a bit of a kick in the backside, isn't it?
You know, and here's the thing. There were a lot of people when Apple first announced the M1 Max back during WWDC.
Yep.
People were saying, oh my God, emulating Intel software on an ARM-based Mac. This is going to be a disaster. Disaster, I say, guys. But as it turned out, it wasn't. It just, and to coin a phrase, stop me if you've heard this before. It just works.
Somebody stop me.
Stop me before I do something. Now, but getting back to the subject at hand, there is a 64-bit native beta for Windows 10 running on ARM, but it's not, and this is weird. It's not available I couldn't believe this. You can't download it, and it's only available for OEMs to install on their ARM Windows machines.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that even if you have an ARM Windows machine, both the people that have one of those, they may not.
Bill Gates, and
they may not be able. They still may not be able to get the beta unless they get it through the manufacturer of whatever machine they have.
Yep.
But there's other options, Gaz. So you could go. Yeah, you can go Parallels or VMware Fusion, right?
Well, they are not yet, because they're apparently aren't they looking at creating a program to be able to support the M1 Max, but you can't do it at the moment, can you?
No, they still only support Intel Max now. So there's no hope then, Gaz. You just can't run any Windows programs on your M1 Mac.
I think what you need to do is just throw Windows out the window. There can't be any more options.
Well, funny you should say that. There is one other option, and I've tried it, and it does work.
Really?
Sort of. It's from a company called Code Weavers, and the name of the program is Crossover.
Oh, that's a very old application that's been running for a long time, hasn't it?
And there's an acronym that's used called WINE.
Yes.
Which stands for what does it stand for?
Don't ask me.
Yeah, but it's like a recursive. It's funny because it's like a recursive loop, if you know what the acronym is, and I can't think of what it is. Crossover isn't WINE, but it works kind of like WINE.
Okay.
So what it does is it emulates on the fly native Windows code into something that Macs can use, mostly. Depending on the app, your experience will vary greatly, but it does work. I tried it on a couple of games, and it was like, okay, I'm going to get that guy. Oh, I'm dead because I'm stuck here and frozen. And that's kind of what happened. I got killed.
Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
WINE is not an emulator.
Yes, that's it. It's like a recursive loop. WINE is not an emulator.
Yeah.
And it's called WINE. So that's funny.
Hilarious.
Okay, so the long and the short of it, Gaz, if you need to run Windows as part of your daily work or play routine, you might want to hold off on replacing that Intel Mac for a while or live with limitations.
Do you know what, Guy? Now you've told me that, I'm going to cancel my order, because there's absolutely no way that I can't live without Windows on MyMac. Wait a minute.
I can.
I can.
So that's our little part on running Windows on your M1 Mac. Basically, right now you can't. You can run Windows apps, but you can't run Windows. Do you agree with that?
I do. I'm nodding my head.
Tips. Mostly. Gass's tips. Mostly. Gass's tips. It's time for Gass's tip.
Oh, I've got to jump in now, haven't I?
Yeah, that's
I saw this tip and I thought, I'm going to tell everybody about this tip. And then I started going through the process and I thought, no, I'm not. I'm going to point them to a link. So I'm going to put
guess. It's a little complicated.
Well, it's just long-winded, really. It's not that long-winded. It's just that if I read it out, you'd go, "Oh my god, where's the knife? I'm going to slit my wrists." It takes a long time. It seemed. I thought, no. What I'll do, but you can make a ringtone from the voice memo app, and I thought,
oh, sweet.
Yeah, precisely. I thought that's quite a good process. So I've put a link into the show notes, or I will put it into the appropriate show notes so Guy doesn't forget it. And it's basically meaning moi, and it basically means you can create a ringtone from the voice memo app. However, please, sir, I have some more.
Ooh, another one.
So that's an iOS tip, which you'll have to go over, and it's from OS 10 Daily or OS X Daily. But in Mail, if you want to send an image via an email, remember, all you have to do is to drag the image over the Mail app icon, and Mail will open an email ready to send with the image already attached, Guy. Don't forget that. That's really neat and easy. Actually, last week we had my tip utilized by Mr. Carl Madden sending us a video. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Well, perhaps he just sent it to me then. No, he sent it to both of us. I'm sure he did. And it was
I'll have to look for it later.
Yeah, he sent it using the options that I gave in my tip. So thanks, Carl. Great use of the tip. So remember, all you have to do is drag an image over the Mail app icon. But I've not finished there, folks. I don't know about you, Guy, but sometimes I want to send an email out to a multiple choice of people, but I don't want everybody else to see everybody else's email because it could be a newsletter or something.
Right.
Now, Gaz, that's easy. All you have to do is send it blind copy.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Apple and Mail don't make it that easy to find where blind copy is. There is an option that's a slightly hidden away. Well, it's not hidden away at all. It's in the menu, but it hides it away, the blind copy. So what you have to do is open up a message, go into view, and while you're composing your message, go into view, and then you will see in the view option in the menu, if you scroll down, there's one to highlight CC, which is probably already ticked, and the one below it is BCC. And here you can check the option to show the fields. And then when you check that, when you go into your mail, it will actually show CC and BCC, which is blind carbon copy. And then you can pop lots of people into there, send the email to yourself. No one sees anyone else's email address in that email that you've sent out. Hey, voila.
Everyone's happy.
Yes, they would be, and they would nod their heads.
They would.
Hit it. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips.
Is that the end of the tip?
Will you let me finish? Gaz, you are absolutely right.
There we go. I have to move some of these things around. I keep forgetting to do that. So I see you have a link here, making a ringtone from the voice memo app. I'm kidding. I'm so very kidding. But I do see that you have a for pick's sake.
Yeah. So Mr. Madden, again, Mr. Madden was quite excited and sent us an application called Remini. Called Remini. Now, what does this application do?
More bad words were spoken.
Well, lots of bad words were spoken. Because I tried this app and I said, yep. Not working for me. Load of rubbish. But if you can't call me not persistent, guy. So I went in and tried
Your
again.
name is Gaz, so I wouldn't
yeah.
call you not persistent.
That's right. You're right. So I decided to give it another go. Now what this app does, or two, or three even, what this app does is it can actually colorize old black and white photos very, very slightly. Doesn't go over the top, which is quite good. But also, if some of those photos have got a bit of blurriness in them, which many old photos have, it sharpens them up. Even modern photos can have a bit of blurriness if you've got the bokeh right, because you might want to take a picture of some object in front of something else, and especially if it's a face which is behind, which is slightly blurred, which you might want to do. This app can actually pick up that other face, the face that's in blur behind, and sharpen it out. So I've tried it now on a few older apps, older photos, and one that also had a big crease in it where the photo had been creased badly and the crease went down the middle of the face, and it did a pretty good job. I'd also done this in Snaphill. Now Snaphill on the Mac actually did a slightly better job, but it took me quite a while actually, because there was a bit more work and I was doing adjustments. This app did a pretty damn good job with me throwing it into it, and then I've saved those pictures back. And I've got to say, good pick, Carl. It's for pick's sake, it's a good one. It's called Remini. You have to, there are restrictions on it. I think it all depends on the photo, the quality of the photo to a certain degree. And what I mean by that is if you've got a really rubbish photo, don't expect miracles, folks. But if you've got a reasonable photo and there's plenty of data in there, it does a pretty good job at enhancing that photo or fixing creases. And it does a few other things as well. Now, what the process is, at the moment, I think because I've not paid for anything, I get 5 goes at a photo or photos in a day. You can subscribe so that you get more opportunities. And when it's doing the work, it shows you an ad. So it obviously has to go away and do all of its calculations and then bring it back. And while it's doing that, it can take up to about 30 seconds. An advertisement will play on the phone. Now, you just let it run, and then when it's finished, you go out of the advertisement, and there, hey, voila, is your finished article. I don't know, haven't yet gone in to see how much those extra to be able to do more than 5 a day are, but I've got to say, give it a try. It's free. It's free to try. There are 1 or 2 items where you have to buy things like the Enhance Plus. I think you have to go in there and you have to buy something to be able to use the Enhance Plus. So I don't know quite what the difference is between the Enhance Plus, but the Enhance on its own is pretty damn good. So yeah, Remini from Carl, for pick's sake, give it a go. It's an iOS photo enhancer.
And it's sorely needed because so many people were so blurry back then.
Some people are blurry now.
or maybe they wish they were. Okay. Well, I guess we did have some feedback from Carl. Thank you, Carl. We appreciate it.
Yep.
If you would like to help support the things that I do, go on over to Patreon.
Well, actually, we also had another feedback. Did you not go into Twitter?
No, I did not.
Well, naughty you, because although he did send it to me, maybe. So maybe that's what part of the reason you may have missed it. But I think he put you in copy. Basically, he was coming back at me about Omni Disk Sweeper as opposed to Daisy Disk.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, fine. I said, the problem is I have tried OmniDisc and I just don't like it. I know it's free and it does a very similar job. But actually then Dave Hamilton kicked in and he was talking about which applications run en route and which don't run en route. So give OmniDisc Sweeper a try. It is free. It does a good job. But if you can get Daisy Disk at a cheaper price, $5.99, and I think the reason I got it at $5.99 was because it's on offer with a load of other apps at the moment from one of the big Mac app applications, but I think that's ended now. During that period, it was on offer at $5.99. But if you can find Omnidisc, Daisy Disc.
Sweeper or Daisy Disc.
No, Daisy Disc. If you can find it cheap, I wouldn't recommend it at $9.99 because I don't think it's worth it. I'd use Omnidisc. I think
It's kind of a one-trick pony.
Yeah, it is a bit, but I do like the visuals that it gives, and I do like the way it goes. Has access to all of the files and shows you the files. So I'd still stand up and say I'd go for that over Omnidisc Sweeper because I've tried that. So yeah, so we have a bit of feedback here and there this last week.
Very
Carl.
nice.
I nearly called you Carl. In fact, I did call you Carl. So I must stop doing
Well,
that.
I don't know. Should I be insulted or should Carl be insulted?
I think he should be perfectly
okay. Very good. As long as we got that straightened out.
Yeah.
If you'd like to help support the plastic surgery that I will need to make myself look more like Carl, go to patreon.com/MacParrot.
I think you're looking quite good at the moment, actually.
I
think you've had a beard shave and you've probably tied your hair back as well, which is cool.
Yeah. It's still there.
Yeah, I know it's still there. It's just out
super
of
long
shot. Yeah.
You can also go to ko-fi.com/MacParrot. And if you would like to pay a pal, which in this case would be me, go to paypal.me/MacParrot. Those are all of the different ways that you can help support my microphone habit. And there is some microphone news, but I'm not going to talk about it yet. But it doesn't involve me spending more money. So we'll just leave it at that for now. Gaz, if people wanted to contact you and say, my God, man, why are you using Zoom instead of Skype? How would they do it?
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Send an email to gaz@mymac.com. You can contact me on the Twitters, twitter.com/gazmaz,
Cars.
Z. You can also send a tweet on the Twitters to both Guy and myself, Guy and Gaz. That's twitter.com/Guy and Gaz, GUYANDGAZ.
Cars.
You can also send an email to feedback@mymac.com. That's FWDBACK@mymac.com. So
he's the guy.
Is he? Is he really?
His name was Guy.
No
fool.
No, not fooling. No.
Pay no attention to that guy behind the curtain.
I'm not going to.
Guy says
what is
Guy
he?
was paid his 75 grand.
You know it was a guy?
Well, no.
I like to go with Guy.
I'd like to go with Guy as well, but
I screwed up.
That's why he didn't get the 75 grand.
I did not.
Because
Guy's the one.
What?
Guy. Guy's the one.
I thought so.
You remember Guy?
I do, yeah. So if you want
an email from Guy,
how would they do it?
It's so complicated. That would be guy@mymac.com. That is the email address. You can reach me on the Twitters. I am MacParrot and Vertshark over there on the Twitters. Let's see. If you would like to see some of the other stuff I do, there's also the Mac to the Future live cast on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. And on a semi-regular basis, I do Guy's Daily Drive, where I drive in a car and say things because, that's exciting.
As recommended by Mike Potter.
Yeah. Mike does like Guy's Daily Drive. No accounting for taste, I guess.
No. I used to like Mike.
We have a Skype telephone number, Gaz.
We do.
Do
you want me to give it?
Yeah, go ahead.
+1 if you're outside the United States of America, 703-436-9501. Or without the +1, if you're inside America, you can just go 703-436-9501 through the Skype module.
Very nice. Very nice.
Guy really likes Skype as well.
I do. Moving to the M1, though, it's become a bit problematic. However, that's okay because Gaz, regardless, I think that we're good enough.
Very good.
I do. I think that we're smart enough. Yes. And this week in particular, we were smart enough.
Yeah.
Minus exploding desks and things like that. And that doggone it, Gaz. Woof, 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 woof. People like us. It's not that bad.
Ole Simua, Amonkosong Yang Suki, Mengapa Andamasi Kuba, Menjalalakan, Windows Padamak. Very good. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, actually. Do you know, Guy, I showed my badly damaged luggage to a lawyer and said, I want to sue the airline.
Really?
He said, yeah, but you don't have much of a case. End.
Groan, groan, groan.
So you can all go home and there's nothing to worry about. Get out of here now. Go on. Go on home and go home.